Alrighty, so welcome everyone. So we've got about another minute before we actually start, but if you don't already, please make sure you pick up some pillows, cushions, a blanket, a bolster, whatever you have to hand, just something soft and squishy for the restorative part of the practice. And also throughout the practice, if you want to pad your knees with anything, so a blanket or a cushion might be handy. So that as we go through the practice, you're able to go through the practice without any discomfort. Okay, so arriving in a comfortable seated position, and as always, whatever that looks like for you. So that might be in a cross-legged position, in Sukhasana, easy pose. Perhaps that's sitting on your heels, maybe your legs are outstretched. Just a position where you can take your pelvis so it's tilted, allowing your spine to be long. You're not having to work in order to keep your spine long and upright. So welcome everyone to Reconnect and Recharge with me, Callista. If you've been tuning in over the past few weeks, then you'll have heard me talk a lot about the nervous system, about the parasympathetic nervous system, which is essentially connected to your feelings of well-being, to rest, and also the ability to digest food. And I've been speaking a little bit about the sympathetic nervous system as well. And this is associated with alertness and with what is called the fight or flight system. So, we've been talking a lot about the nervous system over the past few weeks and how to bring yourself more into balance. And balance is great, but oftentimes we can find ourselves out of balance, either feeling very lethargic and not really wanting to do anything. I know that I've felt that over the past few months during lockdown and not really feeling very motivated to do very much, feeling a little bit depressed, feeling like I just want to be a bit of a slug in my bed. And then there have been other times when I felt very, very stressed and quite snappy with myself and unfortunately yes, with other people. So, what do we do in those times when we're either feeling overly lethargic or overly on and stressed and like you're a tiger ready, crouching, ready to pounce and ready to attack? So one of the few things that we can do is our yoga practice. So if you're here to sit, you're here to move with me, you're in the right place. So before we bring it into any formal kind of movement, I just want you to check in on how the body feels. So maybe you are experiencing a little bit of tension. Perhaps you're experiencing a bit of discomfort, maybe even pain in your body. And we can use the practice to highlight areas of obstruction for energy flow, also areas of pain. But we can also use the practice to highlight areas in the body and in the mind that feel good. So we help balance out the awareness. Oftentimes you can get stuck in thinking about all the stuff that's going on and maybe a little bit obsessive about all the things that you're not able to do, or really think about any pain that's being held in the body. So today I'd like to invite you to, yes, be aware of these areas. That's amazing. It's amazing when we can have our eyes open and our spidey senses open to these things. But it's also really important to balance that out with awareness of the opposite side, the stuff that feels good, and being aware of the stuff that is supportive. So just using your awareness to scan through the body, scan through the breath, perhaps noticing any thought patterns that may be arising. And now with the same focus, with the same quality of awareness, taking your focus and awareness to somewhere in the body or the mind that feels good. Now, we did this a few weeks ago. And this can really help you step out of ruminating and concentrating on the pain points, which may be mental or physical. So even if that's the tiniest area, which might be your pinky toe, or might be this area right here around the right rib cage. It doesn't have to be either of those areas, but finding it for yourself in your body, in your energy, in your mind. Perhaps today your mind is feeling pretty still. Almost like calm waters of a lake. And if imagery like this is helpful to you, and you're not able to find a place in the body or the mind that feels calm or good, then bringing your mind to an image that creates that atmosphere and an environment of calm. So I know for me this really helps. It's a vast lake, just looking out over the glassy water, completely still, except for the movement of the reflection of the clouds on the water surface. Take another few moments here, sensing into a part of the body or this image. And use this as an anchor to keep coming back to through the practice. Good, from there, floating the palms together in front of the heart space. This is an opportunity here for you to set an intention for your practice. And I'm going to open and bless the practice with a singular Om. Please feel free to join with me or not, and just be with the vibration that comes through your speakers, through your phone, your iPad, your computer. We inhale through the nostrils. Okay, taking a gentle turn up of the corners of the mouth. Remember, this is our social facing system, our face. Getting the muscles active in the face helps feed into your parasympathetic nervous system. So just a very gentle turn up of the corners of the mouth. Inhaling long through the nostrils. And exhaling long through the nostrils if this is available for you today. Good. From there we're going to gently flicker the eyes open. Interlace the fingers. Reach the arms up over the head. As you exhale, invert the palms. Reach up. And you lengthen through both sides of the body. So imagine you're breathing into the armpits, finding that opening here, finding that opening all the way down the sides of the rib cage, up through the inner arms and into the insides of the wrists and maybe across the palms and the fingers as well. If it feels good to take a little shimmy of the torso from side to side, please do. Just taking it easy and feeling a little bit not sore. I'm experiencing the DOMS, so I'm not going very far. I'm not going very far today. Good. We'll take another couple of shimmies side to side. Taking back through to center. Palms shift the other way and then reach the arms apart. Good. Left hand fingertips come down. Keep the right arm reaching away from the body. Breathe up through the right side of the rib cage. And if you want a bit more target area, you're going to start lifting the right arm over the ear. Maybe bending into that left elbow, taking the palm down. So keeping the right sit bone grounded. So you're anchoring down through the pelvis. Take another breath here. Inhale to press into the left hand, reach it back up, take the arms back to T, and then the right hand fingertips come down, steeple the hand. Lift up through the left side of the rib cage. You will either stay here or start to lift the left arm over the ear, maybe staying there or moving further towards the right. Breathing all the way into the left hand fingertips. Take another couple of breaths here, anchoring down through that left sit bone, through the pelvis. Good. From there, press into the right hand, lift it back up. Arms draw back to T. And then exhale, take the hands behind. So I'll just shift around so you can see what's happening. So taking the hands behind, maybe you clasp the elbows, the wrists, or interlace the fingers or thumbs. Drawing the shoulder blades in towards one another to help open the chest. Reach the arms away from the body. Maybe you find that the shoulders start to disappear behind you. And then exhale, keeping the spine long, start to lean it forward. Maybe you're here, maybe the crown of the forehead moves down to the mat. And you're breathing into the front of the shoulders, the heads, the shoulders, and the front of the chest. Another couple of breaths here. Next inhale lifts you back up, release the bind, and exhale, place the hands onto the knees. From there, shift the back, rounding into the spine. press the hands, try to drag them back against the knees so you feel more of a stretch through the back body. Perhaps the chin draws down towards the chest, down towards the collarbones. And if it feels nourishing, drawing the chin from side to side. You might feel the target area through the back of the neck shift from side to side as the chin draws to the right, through center, over to the left and back again. One more breath. Lovely. From there, lengthen up through the spine. Crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. Just take a few moments to notice how few poses, a little bit of movement can make some difference. Noticing any shifts that may have occurred as a result of your poses and movement. One more breath here. Good. From there, start to make your way to all fours. Shift any pillows out the way. Okay. Fanning out the fingers. Pressing down through the fingertips and the tops of the palms. Take it into your cow pose and try to drag the hands back towards the body. That helps lift the heart a little bit more. The sit bones are rising towards the ceiling. Really draw the muscles of the back together so you feel it's almost like a drawstring from the shoulders all the way through to the hips. Everything is gathering together at the center of the back. And this is a nifty little trick to help release some tension through the backs of the legs. So although we may not actually be working the backs of the legs right now, when we lift up to downward facing dog, you might find that you've got a little bit extra length there. Keep trying to drag the hands back. It's not an aggressive drag, but just enough to feel the muscles of the back drawing together. Take another 5 breaths here, pressing the floor away through the arms, through the hands. One more breath. Good. From there, tuck the toes under. And you're going to try to slide your hands forward as the knees float off the mat. So you're taking it into a kind of floating chair pose. Arms are reaching forward. Maybe you see that the shoulders start to come forward as well. We'll take another breath here, hovering. And then lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Arriving in your downward facing dog. Good. Little shimmy of the hips from side to side if this feels good. Perhaps you're pedaling through the feet. It's really important to keep the breath as soft, smooth and deep. So when I'm talking about a deep breath, I'm talking about breathing into the bottom of the lungs rather than trying to create a full breath. So sometimes people confuse deep and full. So think about deep being the depths of the oceans, and you're breathing down rather than shallow, which is up around the chest and around the collarbone. So we're breathing down into the bottom of the lungs. One more breath here. Lovely. From there, inhale, sweep the right leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale to step the foot forward. Good, bring the back knee down. Any cushioning that you may need, use a cushion or a blanket, place it under the back knee. Okay, take both hands inside of the right foot. Maybe you want to send the right foot out wide. And then we're going to wander our dragon. So this is dragon pose in yin, or Anjaneyasana. Wander your hands over towards the left. And maybe you're folding. Perhaps this is your fold today. Perhaps your fold, you bring the forearms down onto the mat. You're walking your arms, you're walking your body away from that right thigh, away from the front thigh. Draw that right hip back, so you're kind of bananaing the torso. Send the breath into the lower back. So I know that your lungs don't reach there, but just imagine that your lungs reached your right lower back and you're breathing into that space. We'll take another breath here. So we're pausing for this first round, and then we'll cycle through. Good, final breath here. Inhale to walk it back through to center. Plant the hands back onto the mat. And then lift up out of the left shoulder, right arm rises. Turn into the inside of the right thigh. As the arms are reaching apart, there's energy lifting up through the right hand fingertips as you ground down through the left hand. Allow that left hip to travel forwards and down. Make sure that left buttock is active to help extend. So you're feeling the stretch through the front of the left hip, maybe also through the front of that thigh. One more breath here. And then inhale, windmill the arms. Take the hips back to help lift you up. Right hand places on the sacrum. Lift the left arm up and find your arcing twist. So both hips are still drawing forward. And you're finding the length all the way down the left side of the body. Perhaps the right hand stays where it is, maybe it draws down to the heel, maybe even down to the mat. If you find at any point that you go so far that the body is responding with nausea or numbing or tingling, it just means that you've got a little bit too far. That's a sign that your body doesn't exactly like what you're doing. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale, slowly bring it back up, windmill the arms. Exhale, left hand comes down, right leg goes long. From there, windmill the right hand forward, take a hold of the toes if this is available for you. So we're taking a kind of half split. Sit bones are drawing back, lifting up and behind you. So we feel that stretch down the back of the extended leg. If this doesn't feel very strong, you might want to take it down a little bit more until you feel that stretch. One more breath here. Good. From there, inhale, send it forward again. Place both hands down. Exhale, step it back to your downward facing dog. Lovely. Let's take the same to the left. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale to step the foot forward. Back knee comes down. Again, use any cushioning that may be useful to you. Good. Wander your dragon. So the hands come towards the right. You banana the torso away from the front thigh. Perhaps you stay here, maybe the forearms come down. And that left hip is shifting back to create more of a banana. So we're breathing into the left lower back, creating space there. And around the left hip as well. You might feel it through the left inner thigh. Another couple of breaths here. If you brought it down onto your forearms, shift back to your hands, walk it back through center. Press down through the right hand, lift out of the shoulder, left arm rises. Twist into the inside of that left thigh. The right hip is drawing forward and down, making sure you're squeezing around the buttock. Find the opening through the front of that hip. Breathing across the collarbones, spreading there. What is the quality of your breath like? Is it still a slow, smooth, deep breath, or has it started to shift into the upper chest? Is it shallow? Is it short? Is it choppy? We'll take another breath here. From there, start to shift the hips back, press into the front foot, windmill the arms. Left hand places onto the sacrum. Draw that right hip forward. So the sit bones are kind of drawing down towards the right heel or towards the mat. Twisting, spiraling, arcing towards the left. Again, option to bring the left hand down to the heel, maybe down to the mat. There are no obligations. Just working with what feels right for your body today. Keep breathing into the right hand fingertips, lifting up through the right side of the torso. Final breath here. From there, inhale, windmill the arms back to T. The hips shift back, the right hand comes down, and then the left arm reaches forward, maybe taking hold of the toes, maybe the back of the leg. The sit bones are lifting up, and the heart is driving forward. Just a heads up here, if you're starting to feel tingling or zipping down the leg, this extended leg, into the toes, and you're finding that your foot's starting to go like that, your leg is wobbling like a jelly. See what happens if you point your toes, so you still get a stretch down the back of the thigh, just without so much tension on the sciatic nerve. Take one more breath here. Good. From there, inhale, shift the body forward once again, place the hands down. Exhale, step it back into your downward facing dog. Okay, let's flow through those movements. Inhale, right leg rises, three-legged down dog. Exhale to step the foot forward, back knee comes down. Both hands are inside of the right foot. Walk the hands over towards the left, maybe the right foot over towards the right. Shift it forward and down as the right hip draws back, banana into the spine. We'll take one breath here. And then inhale, shift it back up, walk the hands back through to center. Plant down through the left arm, through through the left hand, reach up through the right arm. Spiraling into the inside of that right thigh. One breath. Breathe it all the way into the right hand, fingertips, left buttock active. Then the hips shift back, rise it up. Right hand places on the sacrum, left arm reaches up and back. Again, maybe the right hand comes down, one breath. Good, from the inhale, windmill the arms back. Hips shift back, left hand comes down. Right hand maybe takes a hold of the right foot or the leg. Forward fold. Good. Right foot comes down, place both hands down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale to step the foot forward. Right knee comes down. Wander your dragon wide towards the right. Maybe the left foot shifts towards the left. Take it down, fold. One breath here. Bananaing into the spine towards the right. And then inhale, shift it back through to center. Press down through the right hand, lift up through the left, spiral towards the inner left thigh. That right hip is drawing forward and down. Good. Shift both hips back. Windmill the arms. Left hand places to the sacrum, right arm reaches over the ear. Maybe the left hand places on the heel or the mat to get you deeper. Inhale, windmill the arms, bring it back up. The hips shift back, the right hand comes down. Left arm reaches forward towards the leg or the foot. Shift that left hip back. Find that target area down the back of the left leg. Inhale, shift it forward. Plant the hands. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. We'll take that one more each side. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale, step forward. Back knee comes down. Wander your dragon. Banana the torso towards the left. Fold. Breathe in here. Down into the right side of the body, the hip, the right lower back. Then inhale, bring it back. Twist into the inside of the right thigh as the right arm reaches up. Energy reaches through the arms. Then shift the hips back, windmill the arms. Right hand places on the sacrum. Find your arcing twist. Maybe taking the right hand down. Bring it back up as both hips shift back. The left hand places on the mat. Right hand to the foot or to the leg. Extending through the spine. Again, you're taking the heart, the collarbones forward as you bring it down. Lovely. Shift forward, plant the hands. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale to step the foot forward. Back knee comes down. Wander your dragon towards the right. Good. Banana the torso. Maybe the forearms come down. Maybe the forehead comes down this time. Let's lift it back up. Shift back through to center. Plant down through the right hand. Lift up through the left arm. Twist. Exhale. Right hip is drawing forward. Good. From there, shifts both hips back, but keep the tailbone drawing under. Left hand places to the sacrum, maybe on the heel. Right arm reaches over the ear. Lovely. Let's windmill the arms. Bring it back through center. Both hips shift back this time. Right hand places on the mat. Left arm reaches forward to the foot or the leg. as the sit bones draw back. Breathe across the collarbones, breathe down towards the belly. From there, start to walk the hands forward. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Noticing how the body feels after a bit of extra movement. How do the hamstrings feel? Those are the muscles at the backs of the thighs. How do the back muscles feel? How do the muscles around the hip feel? Hopefully we'll take 2 more breaths here. Good. From there, inhale, looking forward, rise into the balls of the feet. Exhale to step or float your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, unfurl the spine, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to stand, lifting the arms overhead. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Good. Take a nice big step back with the right foot. And the feet are facing outwards. Bend into the knees, sending the knees towards the direction of the toes. And place the hands on the thighs. So from here, you're going to press the hands into the thighs and the thighs against the hands. So hopefully you feel a little bit of resistance through the inner thighs. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. Press down through the big toes to help lift through the inner arches. We'll take another breath here. Good. From there, inhale, press into the feet, heart tips forward, sit bones draw back, and then swivel on the feet. Arms come down, arrive in your elephant trunk. So allow the upper body to hang, so you find a bit of traction through the neck and through the spine. If you find that there's a lot of stretch through the back body, you're kind of like this. You feel a lot of stretch through the mid-back or around the shoulder blades. And soften the knees to help encourage the sit bones to draw back. So you find a deeper fold to allow the spine to lengthen out and hang. So we don't take a lot of time upside down like this to help the spine decompress. We spend a lot of time with our skulls atop of our spine, which is what it's been designed to do. Sometimes it's nice to take the opposite action. Just like it's nice to feel alert and focused, but it's also nice to feel chilled, relaxed. And not really needing to do very much. Good, we'll take 1 more breath here, itchy nose. Good. From that inhale, start to lengthen through the spine. Take the feet a little bit wider. Turn the feet out once again. And try to drag the feet apart so you feel some engagement through the butt muscles, through the glutes. From there, shift towards the right, bending into the right knee, left leg is extending. And hopefully you feel that opening through the inner thighs. So perhaps you're here, perhaps you're here, perhaps you're down here. The main thing is that you're connecting to the opening through the inner thighs, not really worrying about, oh, is my bum close to the mat? How deep am I? It's not about the look, it's about the feeling. Remembering, bring your awareness back to places in the body or the mind feel good to you right now. Or bring your mind to that image of the still water, the surface of the lake. Take one more breath here. And then slowly release all the way down. So bum comes down, help yourself down if you need to. And then heel toe, the right foot into the inside of the left leg. Good. Reach the arms apart, so you're facing the same direction as the right knee. Exhale, reach long, left hand comes down, maybe to the toe, maybe to the ankle, to the leg. The right arm reaches over. Anchor down through the right hip and anchor down through that right knee. One more breath here. And inhale, windmill the arm back. Place the right hand behind your buttock, left arm reaches over. So using the right arm kind of as a kickstand to help lift through the left side of the body. One more breath here. Inhale, press up. Right knee lifts. And then slide the right ankle onto the left thigh. So you're facing the front of the mat now. Take the hands behind you and try to drag the hands apart, so lifting through the heart space. Slide the left foot up. So maybe you're starting to feel a bit of stretch down the right side of the buttock and outside of the hip. And then inhale, press into the left foot, lift the hips. And perhaps you feel less through the right hip now. Keep pressing down through the left foot, lifting the hips up. Take another couple of breaths here. Exhale to slowly lower it back down. If you're feeling that it's very, very intense as you lower down, lower yourself further forward instead of further back. The closer the heart is towards the thigh, the more target area you'll get through the right side. Good. Release down onto the mat. Perhaps placing a pillow under the head. And either staying here or threading the arms through to take hold of the left thigh or the shin. Nice, soft, smooth, deep breaths. Channeling the breath towards the hips. Take another couple of breaths here. And then from there, gently release the left leg if you took hold of it. Good. Keeping the right ankle on the left thigh. Shift the knees towards the right and the left foot towards the left. So hopefully you feel a little bit of stretch down the front of this left hip. Slide any pillows away if you don't need them. I like to take my arms over my head just to find an extra bit of target area down the left side of the body. Final breath here. And then draw the legs back up through center, release the bind from above the head if you took it. Draw Draw the right knee in towards the torso. Interlace the hands behind the thigh if that's available, or take a hold of the shin or the calf and start to extend through the right leg. You're drawing the leg close towards the body. Option to stay here with the left leg or extend the left leg down the mat. That's going to target more the front of the left hip there. Again, any shaking of that top leg, the leg that you have a hold of, make sure you're not putting it quite as close to the body. This is just putting a lot of stress on the nervous system. It doesn't feel quite ready for. One more breath here. And gently release. Good. From there, start to roll up to sit. Lift up into your boat pose. Exhale, cross the shins, roll it forward. Step it back into your plank. And rise up, downward facing dog. Good. Looking forward, rise into the balls of the feet. Exhale, step or float forward to stand at the top of your mat. Lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Good. Nice big step back with the right foot. And we'll take it into our ninja squat to the other side. So folding forward once again. Try to drag the feet apart and then shift towards the left. So the right leg is extended. So placing your body in a way that feels good for you. So where you get the target areas but without too much strain. Wherever that needs to be. Another couple of breaths here. And then release yourself all the way down to the mat. Heel toe, the left foot into the inside of the right leg. If you need to get that left knee comfy by placing something under it, cushion, please do. Reach the arms to T, you're facing the same direction as the bent knee. And then exhale, reach long. Right hand comes down to the foot, the ankle, wherever it comes. And the left arm reaches over the body. So although we're side bending, and there may not be quite as much space in the right side of the body to breathe down, we still have that space around the left side of the body. So encouraging the breath down, breathing into the left side lower lung. Final breath here. Inhale, we rise it back up. Place the left hand behind the left buttock. Right arm reaches up and over. Kicks down with the left arm. Now you're sending the breath down into the right side of the body. Final breath here. Inhale, slowly bring it back up. Good. Turn around so you're facing the long leg. Place the hands behind you. Try to drag the hands apart. And then the left ankle comes onto the right thigh. Slide the right foot up. Press down into the right foot. Lift the heart, lift the hips. So you might feel it through the front of that left hip. Maybe you feel it through the outside as well, but less as you did when your bum was on the mat. Keep pressing into the right heel, extending the hips up towards the ceiling. Final breath here. And then exhale, the hips draw back down. Good, lie down onto your mat. And either stay here or wrap the arms through, taking hold of the right shin or the right thigh. Breathing space into the left side of the body, around that left hip. Soft, smooth, deep breaths. Another breath here. And if you had a hold of the right leg, exhale, gently release. Keeping the legs in the same setup, except drawing them over towards the left. So the left ankle remains on the right thigh. Maybe shift the right foot more towards the right side of the mat. And perhaps you're taking the arms over the head. Excuse my belly. Final breath here. Good. From there, slowly drawing the legs back through to centre, release the bind. I'm obviously in a relaxed state and my body's saying it's resting and digesting. Okay. And taking a hold of the left thigh or the left leg, wherever is available, and start to lengthen that leg out. Perhaps lengthening the bottom leg too. Again, if you find that the leg that you have a hold of is starting to shake, and it's a very intense stretch, maybe even into the toes. First of all, point the toes, and make sure that there's not quite such an extreme pull on the leg. Take another couple of breaths here. And gently release. Good. So as we edge into Shavasana, we're going to take a heart opener first. Using your pillows, your blankets or your bolster. Placing them under the back, enough that you have enough of a curve to feel some stretch down the front of the body. Perhaps the arms are reaching out, so they're not active, just allowing the arms to relax. Perhaps you take a hold of the opposite elbows. The legs are relaxed. And as I've been banging on about for the past few weeks, about the vagus nerve, which I've not really talked about today, but the vagus nerve, which feeds into your parasympathetic nervous system. The vagus nerve that is probably making everything go a bit wild in my tummy today, saying that I either need food or it's digesting the energy bar that I had a little bit earlier. There are two branches to the vagus nerve, supposedly. This is a polyvagal theory. The more primitive branch, which is called the dorsal vagal, supposedly runs down the back of the body. And the more modern kind of vagal branch 2.0, which is the ventral vagal branch, associated with our social systems and being able to engage with people, but in a relaxed way. This is said to run down the front of the body. So through the face, through the neck, down the front of the body, wrapping around all the internal organs. Which is one reason why we finished with this supported fish pose. Getting you to a relaxed, calm state before releasing into Shavasana. Last couple of breaths here. And gently release any bind that you might have taken with the arms, or release the arms down next to the body. Start to roll yourself off your prop or props. Take a moment there. And then shift into Shavasana. So maybe you're using props. Maybe you're using your pillows, your bolster. I like to use mine under my legs for what is called constructive rest. This means that there's no pulling on the back. You can allow the muscles around the hips to relax, around the legs, the thighs, the buttocks, the lower back. Placing your hands in a position that feels grounding, feels nourishing, feels supportive to you. Taking any shifts that you need to in order to make the body as comfortable as possible in this position. And bringing your mind back to a part of the body or the mind feels peaceful, that feels good for you. And if that's not arising for you now, and bringing your mind back to that image, calm surface of the lake. So calm it looks like glass. Perhaps even a ripple. The only movement, the reflection of the clouds that drift lazily across the sky above. If you wish to stay here a little bit longer, please feel free to do so, either with this image held in your mind, or staying with the awareness of the part of the mind or the body feels good for you right now. Otherwise, slowly starting to invite little movement back into the body. Moving your body in a way that feels nourishing. Gently waking it back up, just in your own time. And then from there, gently rolling onto one side, perhaps placing an arm over the head just so your head is supported. Pausing there. Just drinking in the experience of being in your body in this particular moment at the end of this unique practice. And then from there, rising up to sit, to close. As you arrive in your seated position, inhale, sweep the arms over the head. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. So I'm going to bless and honour the practice and the lives that we've lived, experienced on the mat this afternoon. Closing this cycle of life as we go to the next chapter. Again, please feel free to join me with this final arm. Feel free to sit and be with the vibration. Inhaling through the nostrils. Thank you all for joining this afternoon. Any questions that you may have, please feel free to ask either below in the chat box or get in contact with me on Instagram. My details should be below the video. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. So enjoy the weather if you're going out, and if not, enjoy whatever the rest of the day has to offer you. Thanks again, thanks all. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and I look forward to sharing some more practices with you next